because you are so far from having one or any name. Please bless these words today. Help all who are here and all who are watching us today be helped by this message. Amen. So, it's Easter. It's April Fool's. And if you've been here maybe even just more than once, you know me pretty well that a joke is a great thing. What an opportunity. What an opportunity we have today. So I brought two things. If you were to ask my partner, who's in the kitchen, my daughter, who is in the audio-visual room, if you were to call my daughter at college right now, and I hope she's watching, along with people from other states and congregations and people who are homebound who are not able to be here today, they would say that I believe Santa is real, the Easter Bunny is real. And I say that with you with every conviction that I have, that I totally believe. Because if you don't believe, in the moment you don't believe at our house, see, the Easter Bunny doesn't come. And Santa doesn't come. And you must believe. And you never, never lack in hearing that bell ring at Christmas time, or that joy of hunting for eggs. This is a springtime holiday. And I think sometimes people on social media get caught up in saying, you know, the risen Christ is the reason for the season, or Jesus being born is the reason for the season. Absolutely, otherwise it wouldn't be standing up here. This is also lie. This is also still in our hearts, that childlike way that we can believe in. It's important to believe in things. It's important for us to believe individually what we believe in. It's been a holy week. It's been a holy week. The members of Indigo Valley Church did many things to honor this holy week. Attended a prayer service, walked a labyrinth, explored attending church at all. Has anyone washed someone else's feet on Thursday? Did you wash your own? You don't need to answer that. Ate pancakes on Monday, Thursday, prayed for others, researched their beliefs and faith, thought about life, volunteered at organizations, sang at the praise team rehearsal on Thursday, transformed this sanctuary from complete black on Friday to today with white and gold, prayed for family members, prayed with family members, ached for healing, had coffee with friends, completed prayer cards, lit candles in remembrance, created an Easter egg hunt, smiled and provided hope for one another, fed those with food insecurity, hugged their children, cried for a friend, said, "I'm sorry," thanked God. Did you hear yourself on this list? That's just here. That's just what I know at Indigo Valley Church that happened just during this Holy Week. I sat and thought what I was reading and what I was hearing in calls and text messages of all that people were doing this week. Thank you, God, for your Son. We love him too. And the ways that we show that love in some ways with what we believe are the list of 23 things that I read off. But let's look at the lectionary. Now, the lectionary is actually just the stories of the Bible. There's over 110 verses in the Bible, 110,000 verses in the Bible. There's a lot to get through. And so they split this up, something called the lectionary, over 3 years. Year A, year B, year C. So the stories are a little different throughout those years. So when John read in John, the resurrection, early morning, the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and saw that the stone had been moved from the entrance. She ran at once to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, breathlessly panting. They took the master from the tomb. We don't know where they put him. But if you read in Mark 16, it says, they went to the tomb, Mary Magdalene and Mary, mother of James, went to bring spices, essential oils, to the tomb, and it was open. And it says they got out as fast as they could, besides themselves, head swimming, stunned. They said nothing to anyone. What do you believe? In John, you see, we read in 1 year, it says they told. The same canon, the same text, the same Bible. In Matthew, they told no one. Which is it? What do you believe? What do you believe? Well, apparently, in either story, someone told someone that someone rose from the dead at some point. But the text is in fact different. Mary Magdalene were stunned, were afraid, told no one, ran away. And in what we read today this year, they went and told. They told Peter. They, started that marvel of what are we doing? What do we learn from this? What can we learn from seeing 2 years of text in one reading? The story is an example of how belief can manifest itself, and it does manifest itself. These were faithful women who believed. The book of Mark says so. The book of John says so. Different writers, same story, resurrection of Christ. But where does our belief come from? And do the two stories frankly matter? You still believe? We did about, thank you, Stephen. He shook his head, yes, thank you. And you know what? Our God is so much bigger than any of this, or any me's, or any of you's, that no matter what your belief, and your belief, and your belief, and your belief, our God is so much bigger. My point today is that that's okay. What you believe and how you believe, even if you follow something to a T, is different from my belief. Is different from what I might add, because our God, how could we pare down our God to just what we believe? Or if I stand up here, and I've said that before, I'm not going to say God told me to tell you. That's not me. Do I have a call? Absolutely. It's probably apparent to each and every one of you. You don't go to seminary in your late 40s. Either something's desperately wrong or you have a call. You don't tell your partner, I know I'm a doctor, I know I have this practice and it's really starting to build, and I'm going to stop my practice, shut it down, move everything to the garage and go to seminary, unless someone speed dials you. But those are my beliefs. Our God is so much bigger. And so today we believe that Jesus ascended into heaven, but I will tell you there are people here who do not believe that either. Because they have different beliefs, and that's okay. That's more than okay. Come and seek, come and find, come and question. Come and believe what you believe, and please share it with us. That's why this whole place started. To not be non-denominational, but interdenominational, to also be interfaith. Your God, or who you call Spirit. And now, does it take away from Christianity? I don't think so. I don't think it takes a bit away from my beliefs or your beliefs. The answers are here and there and in the world, and especially among one another. Because the one thread that's in the Bible, talk a lot about money, talk a lot about negative stuff, wars and hating people, and that you shouldn't hate people. You should walk humbly, the prophets say. But the thread that is actually throughout is hospitality. It's hospitality. It's the welcome. Now, one time I did a sermon, and I had this little vignette that I put out on Facebook, and I said, we're no longer a welcoming church. And it was just this fun little vignette, like people were going, little pictures of people, oh no, we're not welcoming anymore. And we were a brand new church, it was in the first year. People called me, are you okay? And are you kidding? And the leaders are calling, Pastor Shar, we're trying to grow this thing. What is this? I said, come and see. And I tell people when I meet them, and actually I had someone text me this morning, it was my first Easter text message today. And it was from a woman named Jane Keenan, who's the director of the Nevada Gender Justice Organization. And she said, Pastor Shar, thank you for meeting with me last week. I want to play together. I want to hear what you have to say. I want you to be a part of our organization. But especially today, I wanted to say Happy Easter, because it's your tradition. Jane does not believe probably hardly anything that I believe. But she was wonderful to meet, and our church will work with this great organization to help others. Simply. What we believe as an organization and as a church still fits in with our ministry and our mission of belief and who we believe in and what we individually believe, which is vastly different from one another. Jai was here this morning, and when I saw him a couple months ago when Gary Orange died, it was in the Buddhist temple right near his home, and it was beautiful. And he's so much a part of his temple, and he's from Taiwan, and his friends are also people that are from Taiwan, and they come there to learn to be monks, and that was one thing that we learned the last time we were there. And then Jai comes here and says Happy Easter. And I feel comfortable saying that back to him. And he welcomes that. And when he's here and he's not working because he had to work today, this is a Buddhist young man who takes communion. Wow! Think about that. But I have a really different way about how we believe in things. We have an open communication. Oh man. We have an open, it's been a holy week. We have an open communion table. And I say that every week, and I mean it. I mean it because of people like Jai who are Buddhist, or Julie's brother who visited a couple years ago from Dallas. Now, most of my family is Jewish, because Julie's family is Jewish, and most of my family has passed away, which over 28 years made most of my family Jewish. So during Hanukkah and Christmas, it's wild, because we'll have like the blue room, the blue gold room, and then other, the tree in another room. We light the candles with Grandpa and Grandma on FaceTime, and come here to church. And Julie's brother Jim was here one time, and they were sitting in the back row, and I told the story about communion, and he looked at Julie and said, I'm going up there. She said, you're Jewish. He goes, I know, but I think it's cool. Because my take on all of this is what you believe or what you don't believe. But if someone comes to this communion table on this Easter Sunday, or any Sunday, or every Sunday, what if? What if that small piece of worship, that small meal, changes you in some way? Or what if for 10 years you think, and then all of a sudden it does. All of a sudden that meal resonates with you, and you believe in something that you didn't believe in before. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that is because I couldn't possibly know. Again, that's God. And that's you and God believing. My message today is to believe in something. You must minimally be seeking, or you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't have bothered. Man, people give rides to each other, they cook, they bring their kids, other people's kids, their moms, their partners, their husbands, their wives, their friends. Wow, thank you. I take that personally, you know that. This is your journey. This is my journey. This is a holy and wonderful place to ask every one of those questions. And I guarantee you, we probably will not have the answers. But we ask and we seek and we look and we take that time to have discourse, public discourse, political discourse, discourse about what this Bible says to us and what it's telling us. But it's safe. That is what sacred is to me, is feeling safe to say what I believe. This is your life and your journey. Let your church home be here for you and be a comfort. Find your beliefs and feel joy in those beliefs. And sometimes just smile and believe.